Welcome to Kyle's Corner. I'm your host, Kyle. And this is the first official podcast. I'm joined by my good old buddy, Nick. How you doing, Nick?
I'm doing great. I'm actually really excited to do this. You've been talking about this for as long as I can remember yesterday. You've always said since yesterday, hey, we should do a podcast tomorrow. And I said, wow, your lifelong dream of doing a podcast in a day.
Well, I had to do it in a day, you know? That's when the best things come out of life, in a day.
Tomorrow, the next
Tomorrow.
day. Yeah.
So we're just sitting here outside, so if you hear any noises, it's just the back mood, you know, the ambiance.
Yeah, it's the ambiance is the mood. They're not going to go, why did they record in the Himalayas?
We just can't afford studios.
It's the theater of the mind. They need to figure out that we're doing something naturally. We're hanging out here, we're catching some rays. There's wildlife, there's roadside trucks driving by.
So today our topics are, we're just going to introduce ourselves for a little bit. We're going to talk about who we are. Why are we doing this? Why don't we have a life?
Do you have an answer? I don't know why we're doing this.
For fun. But we'll go into that in more detail later.
All right.
And we'll talk about YouTube in general because we'll be posting this first to YouTube, I believe. Is that correct, Nick?
Well, I am the YouTube manager of our channel, aren't I? And this should be, I think, the first official video going up on
SotieBoyz!
Give it a
congratulations.
Congratulations to us. Yeah, it should be, well, because, quickly, an aside about YouTube, the way we wanted to do stuff like this, officially, we were going to start putting out just commentary tracks and having fun with that, and Kyle came up with this podcast idea. And recently, I've been uploading to my own channel, just long-form videos, and I was like, you know what?
Watching those.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was.
Was it just boring because I'm not talking?
Yeah, it was pretty boring.
I imagine it's just a good way to archive everything that I do on my separate channel, which I won't mention here.
Yeah,
I don't want to blow up my spot. I don't want to blow up anybody's spot.
Blowing my spotlight up. Come on.
So the thing about that stuff is that I realized that we could just potentially put all our podcasts, all our long form videos, like if it's a commentary track or if it's a podcast like this, on the YouTube channel. I never really have a problem. I remember when we first talked about this, it was something to do with like 15-minute intervals or potential bad stuff with that. I don't think that's gonna be a problem. So yeah. We both have a SoundCloud we've not touched, and we have a YouTube channel we have not touched.
And an email we haven't touched.
Well, yeah,
and a Twitter, and a Facebook. We have all social media accounts we haven't used.
That's right. But they're all going to be getting used quite often, I think.
They'll be updated soon.
This summer is the year of SotieBoyz.
It's the year of the rise of SotieBoyz.
We just recorded our first commentary track a week ago, I believe. The Emoji Movie. I think we finally got around to watching it.
Yeah, a week ago.
One whole week ago.
Quote unquote, a week ago.
Yeah, we've just been churning them out. I think we're 2 for 2 so far.
2 for 2.
We're really bad about starting stuff and then
finishing it.
Oh well.
Editing it, Nick.
I think the Emoji Movie. I think we might as well have watched it around the time it came out. Like, it was I think a year after, which is like a year. No, our first one was a year ago. Hey, this is all pitter patter. Nobody wants to hear about. What's the topic today, Kyle?
We're just introducing ourselves, Nick.
Oh, okay.
We introduced our YouTube channel already.
All right.
So, I've known Nick for about, I'd say, 7 or 8 years now.
This is hot ones. I'm telling you, like, you're trying to like interview me. Like, this is 60 minutes. So I'm trying to get an inside.
Me and Nick been buddies
my own life
since the musicals in 9th grade. When I was in 9th grade, he was in 11th grade.
That's right.
We had some good times together, Nick. You remember those musicals you loved so much?
I remember you hating them, yeah. I remember you not enjoying a lick of like, oh, what am I doing here?
I didn't like putting in effort. That's the only problem. I just like enjoying it and talking to girls.
That constituted putting in an amount of, I'm going to try.
Set podcast.
It
was just a dancing part.
Earn Kyle's ire. But yeah, me and Kyle have known each other for quite a while now, and
I would say we enjoy each other's company.
I think so. I'd say that's reasonable.
We have similar, I guess, humor. We have a similar sense of humor.
I suppose.
We do like the same shows, the same YouTube channels, or we did.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
And for anybody who's interested in like the official, what I would consider the official, okay. And for anybody who's sorry, I got thrown off.
Jeez.
Okay, right.
Oh man. You ready?
Yeah.
Where do you
I don't know. Must be your dog in the corner of my eye. Yeah. And for anybody like interested in the official, like quote unquote origin of the whole SotieBoyz thing, I think we're at a Ruby Tuesdays.
Yep. Like
3 or 4, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, when I was still doing productions for our locally grown like theater group.
Oh yeah,
and I invited Brian and Kyle out to see my performance, and they just tagged along to our group when we went to Ruby Tuesdays, and we were all making fun of one of the cast members' husband, who had just like the most like, I don't even know how to describe his accent. It was the most partially like fake pseudo British accent, and I absolutely know for a fact the guy is British, but it was so on the nose British, it just made us completely suspicious. So we just roused and not made fun of him.
Yeah,
we were taking the old piss out of him.
The old piss out of him, mate, I'll tell you.
We was taking the piss. And from that moment, I think we decided that it'd be interesting to see our type of just nonsensical banter, but in a form like this, but in an audio form. Talking about subjects and the like. So,
subjects and likes. So, Nick, why did we choose YouTube? Because, as we know, right now, YouTube...
I don't know. It's your podcast. What are you talking about? This is the thing you wanted to do. I don't know why we decided to do it.
So
Game of Thrones came out last night. We could talk about that, but we're talking about YouTube today.
Nope, that's a different topic. That's for later.
Oh, that's a subtopic. That's
a topic
for later.
Addendum
B.
Topic for later. It's a different podcast. That's episode 3 or 4.
Okay, fine.
So, as we all know, YouTube's a big old shithole right now.
Yeah.
You can't swear. You get demonetized.
What are we doing?
There's no ad.
What are we doing right now?
But I'm going to bleep this, so no one's going to hear us swear.
Okay, fine.
So it's going to be like,
bang, okay.
You know, like when you watch Cops or something, and the guy's like, F
yeah,
these
like
police.
You do. Like you do when you watch Cops on Sunday. When
Cops still exist. Yeah, but as we know, YouTube's going downhill, so everyone's like, why are you going on YouTube?
Well, outside of that, why is it going downhill?
Because, you know...
I noticed that I don't watch as many prevalent, like, mainstream YouTubers as I used to. Like, people that I thought I would be ride or die and enjoy to the end of my life. Like, H3, I mean, because what do? They do the podcast.
They do the podcast.
I enjoy them as human beings. I enjoy that they have made this life back in the day when they were still doing Ubuntu
when they're
videos.
poor.
They were doing poor in Israel. And
oh.
now I just go like, okay, so now they've made it, and their story, their chapter in my life anyway, is pretty much over. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like
you just lose interest.
It's
over
like
time.
it's like miniature. Yeah, it's
because they really didn't evolve. You're saying to like the YouTube.
Not to what I expected them to continue on and do. Maybe that'll change once they have a baby. Who knows?
Well, I mean, like
maybe,
it's like
iDubbbz
too.
Settle into a little rivet and a little grouping that I particularly enjoy.
Oh yeah, I gotta put it.
Oh, Kyle!
Wait, Nick, it's going on.
Okay, what track are we on? Are we on the same track?
Same track.
The second track.
Yeah.
Not the third track. Okay. So So mainly now I find myself watching like niche channels. I don't stick to commentary people for the very most part. Or what are they called? I don't even know that subgroup of like talk channels where they just talk about like.
Isn't it commentary?
It's commentary channels.
Pretty much.
They mention stuff and they go over stuff, and I kind of tend to stray away from that stuff. Movie review channels. If I find them interesting, I'll subscribe to them for like it's like I subscribe to them for
personality.
No, I wouldn't even say that. I would say I subscribe to them in like limited amounts. Like every month, I'll go, who do I not watch anymore, and I just like purge myself. Yeah, I delete far more people than I've subscribed to ever.
Well, it's because they can't cover any more like mature topics because YouTube won't allow them because you can't swear anymore. The ad revenue's going down. That's why iDubbbz is doing the list videos now and Save the Squirrel initiatives. I'm so curious
about that because I just assume that like when you get to a certain level of status in YouTube, you kind of just hit this plateau of like Mad King disease where you just decide to do whatever you want. Like, I think the last iDubbbz review, the last video he made,
was
I very much enjoyed it because it was I think it was the coolest coolers like re-review where he like actually used it and said he was a fine enough product, and then he shot. I don't remember if he shot it or something, or what did he blow it up?
I don't remember. I didn't watch that one.
I can't remember it at all, but That was a fine video, but I just assumed that at that point, and every subsequent video that came afterwards, was like, okay, so now I can just do whatever I want, and people will just watch it and come flock. Yeah. So for me, that takes me out of it again, where I'm like, okay, so they're not pursuing or pushing any boundaries with the content.
They're just doing what they're comfortable with.
They're just doing what they're comfortable with, and that's fine. I don't leave a channel like that and go, oh, well, they've changed, I don't like it. It's basically just, you have to decide that you can't hold on
to what they were used to make.
You can't hold on to what they used to make, and you can't say, well, because they're doing this, I now will always watch their videos because they've now changed their direction. You don't need to do that, and it's not anyone's fault when it comes to changing of taste. It's just changing of taste.
Yeah, you can either support their evolution in the YouTube game, or you can say, I just don't want to watch it anymore. It's just not as interesting.
You talk about, quickly jump back to Game of Thrones. If people didn't like the show that they were watching anymore, they should just stop watching.
Yeah.
That's
Don't make a stupid petition that's never going to do anything.
I don't understand. I think it's not going to
change anything.
It's not going to change anything. And
how
many petitions like that have gone through ever? Where it's like, okay, we're going to redesign.
I don't think
the Sonic one is the last one I can think that actually.
But that wasn't a petition. That was like a fan outcry, internet outcry.
Right, but that was like the last decision made based on outcry that I can really notably think. And even that stuff scares me because it's like, okay, well, are you just obliged to do whatever people say? I think it should have been changed. I think it should have been done better in the first place.
Yeah, I think they should have done it the way they want to. Why would you want to cater to a bunch of people? It's your vision. It's not...
I'd hope at least they put effort into their vision. If they didn't, then they just suffer the consequences.
I think it was just because Sonic looks super weird.
Hey, there's no Sonic subsection.
Oh, sorry, there's no Sonic.
We're talking about YouTube. We're talking about the fallacies of YouTube. So what else? We've got...
Terrible. Oh, you got the controversies, all the controversies now.
Has there been YouTube drama?
Yeah, with James...
Okay,
Charo.
I know about that. You're not gonna sit here and pretend that you are like up and up or care enough about the beauty YouTube,
the beauty vloggers,
YouTube beauty channel dramas. I don't know who that person who responded that got the James Charles thing started. I thought James Charles and who's the other guy? Who's the other guy with the Jeffree Star. I thought James Charles and Jeffree Star for the longest time were the same person until all this stuff came out. I have no interest in that kind of thing.
Yeah, but I mean, it just got in the
hot streak of Twitter.
Hot streak on Twitter
is the biggest indicator of what's relevant to talk about.
And it was trending on YouTube. All their videos were trending on the trending page.
Goodness.
I wonder who decides the trending too, because it's usually just like music videos or big corporations like Jimmy Fallon's highlights or whatever of the week. It's just stuff that's not really like relevant to YouTube creators.
I mean, what's the last thing I remember trending that I thought was like of import? Lil Nas. Oh, you know what we should do? I'm gonna make an addendum right here. Let's take a prediction. Let's put on our Nostradamus cap here. Let's figure out who are the stars of 2019's YouTube Rewind.
No one.
Really?
Will Smith.
No, well, why Will Smith? Just because
he was in 2018. He's like, I want Marcus.
But he wasn't
Anthony.
in 2017.
Yeah, because he didn't have a YouTube. Did he in 2017?
I thought he just started. I don't know. I feel like The Rock was on a big star, but he hasn't returned. My point is, it's like, don't they want to refresh who they can get? What they can get? Here's my predictions. Here's my top. I'll give you top 3.
Yeah.
I'll give you top 3. I think Jack Black should be ahead.
For Jablinski Games?
Jablinski Games is not a part of YouTube. I think we really... 2020 is looking... Or 2019 is looking really good for a bad rewind.
Yeah, I like his YouTube channel.
It might even top
actually.
the greatness that was last year's.
I think his YouTube channel is really good. It's really interesting.
You know what? I think the last video I watched was... Because he does put out good content. Yeah. It was his house tour is the one I have not finished, and every subsequent video after that. But every Friday, when he started putting out stuff, every Friday I was in there. And again, Jablinski is definitely one that I just need to catch up on, as opposed to, it's not for me. Because Jack Black's for everybody. Jack Black's like wholesome,
Jack Black's sick.
Totally wholesome content.
Well, he's a cool guy too. He's nice, and he seems friendly. You know, he seems a reasonable celebrity. Like, you could go meet him, and be like, "You want to take a picture, bruh?" And You'd be like, yeah, let's take a picture.
All right, let's get in here. Let's get crack wise and deal. So, Jack Black, I think, should definitely be on the YouTube trending rewind this year.
He changed it.
Lil Nas. Lil Nas will be in it.
No.
Lil Nas X will definitely be on this
And
year's
Billy
YouTube
Ray
Rewind.
Cyrus?
Billy Ray Cyrus and Lil Nas X will be dressed up as Fortnite characters.
God, Fortnite's not...
Fortnite's continued to dominate. I don't know what reality you live in where you think Fortnite's not...
I didn't think
like,
Fortnite was still relevant. I thought it was over, like, this year, because all the pro players were leaving. Like, Ninja left. I'm pretty sure he
is that YouTube drama or is that Twitch drama?
It's part of YouTube.
You gotta stick with the trends here.
Come on.
I'm trying to think of relevant YouTubers, but then I remember that the YouTube's not important to any of this. It's like Jeffree Star will be a part of it.
He was in 2018, was he?
I'm thinking of James Charles for whatever reason.
Yeah, he is.
But will he? At this point, will he? You know what I mean?
He lost like 1 million subscribers in one day when the controversy was
I am almost
coming out.
insistent that maybe outside of Rhett and Link, who are the people that have sticked around with YouTube long enough to know?
Smosh?
No, Smosh is broken up.
But
I like what's-his-face that's continued Smosh. But the Smosh brand.
Anthony Padilla?
Wait, I thought Ian was the one.
Yeah, he's still doing Smosh, but Anthony has his own channel.
Anthony was in a movie called.
He was in Angry Birds.
Was
him
he in
Ian?
He was in another rodent movie called like. He was in a Hedgehog. He was in a Sonic the Hedgehog ripoff.
There's also the Smosh movie they made.
But no, I'm talking about like when did the Smosh movie come out, Kyle?
2013, 2014.
Yeah, come on. This is the future. This is now.
The future.
We do not want to.
Yeah, I think Ian still runs Smosh though.
I understand. I'm not talking about Anthony Padilla though. He's the Sonic the Hedgehog guy.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's the ripoff Sonic guy.
I don't know any other relevant people that
I don't
stayed
know
around.
Anybody else that would. I really think that this year's upcoming thing is going to be nobody I recognize.
It's going to be like all the companies, like Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel.
Well, of course, they're always
big
in there.
Stars.
They're always in there, and they always do it when it's like John Oliver. Everybody who's there is going to have. Everybody that's there is when they shoot on set and they just send them a video and go, all right, put us in. They never go anywhere to do it. It's all just like, yeah,
it's on their set.
Here I am Fortnite dancing. It's John Oliver doing the Fortnite.
I am dabbing.
I'm
dabbing. Like the kids do now.
There you go. Send me a check.
Send me a check.
Yeah.
But I don't
think Zabawatsky.
There's not a lot of like relevant people. Really.
I don't know who the stars of this year's YouTube are. I'll tell you who my favorite channels are as of right now.
All of Nick's list and stuff.
I'm gonna tease that actually. I'm gonna look at my YouTube.
Nick, now I'm gonna have to edit
edit
the YouTube channels in, like the pictures.
No,
of
you're
the
not.
channels.
No, we don't need to mention it.
You don't want to mention them in the.
I don't know if I do. This is not something we can skip around.
You like voice over Pete, right?
Yeah, but again, I mainly. Hold on. Let's talk about that guy, voiceover Pete. He was really hot for a good minute. I thought it was very wholesome content that YouTube came behind him and supported him really well.
Yeah.
And now I don't care. Like every update I get on YouTube is like I might get a comment from a friend of mine, an artist friend of mine, or YouTube Pete went live, and I'm subscribed to him. And
do you have notifications?
I have notifications on for him. He's the only person I have notifications on for.
I did by accident.
I have it by accident. I've just never gone back to change it. I don't watch his videos. I think the last thing he did, he was running for president. YouTube president?
He was on a Discord, like a Discord's Got Talent with Quack City, I think.
I have
stuff
no
like
idea
that.
what any of this
and
stuff
Call Me
means.
Carson.
No idea what any of this stuff means.
Sorry, you're not your old man, Nick. Sorry,
I am
you're
old.
Man.
I guess I'm falling into the trend of just being an old man.
Yeah, you just complain about. Sound like
I
old
don't know if
man.
I'm complaining so much about anything this week. Or this podcast.
Yeah, this podcast. We don't know about the next one. We don't know about the Game of Thrones one, or the Marvel one, or the Star Wars one. We don't know what you're going to complain about.
I think that the thing that YouTube needs to get a hold of and a grasp of is that there's an overwhelming amount of people that just aren't happy with the system.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you please all those people? Well, you stop trying to squeaky clean everything. You can't wipe off the gunk. It feels like everything. They think YouTube's like something that's just dirty right now. You need a polish, like a metal ball that's polishable.
Yeah.
But right now, YouTube's had this thing where it's like corroded a little bit.
So they're polishing too much.
You're polishing too much and just digging in further amounts of gross. And you have this shiny ball of melted like gunk, and it doesn't make any. It doesn't look or feel right to have on your mantelpiece.
It's not appealing.
It's not appealing to anybody anymore. And look at what we're doing right now. We're joining on the bandwagon and just get slaughtered by this awful, monstrous, disgusting pile of metal.
Corporation.
This disgusting, corrosive nonsense.
Well, I mean, they do have YouTube Kids and stuff, right?
Or you know, talking about YouTube's problems with children programming, all the entertainment and Spider-Man and Elsa. Everyone, the buzzword is Spider-Man and Elsa, but there's so much more detrimentally gross and misunderstandings of what bots are creating. I think there's a TED Talk about this whole genre of nonsense that's just being generated by YouTube. I don't
these
understand.
Elsa videos.
If I ever have a kid, I don't know if I'm gonna even put them anywhere near technology. I'll give them my N64, slap that in front of their face, and go, "All right, kid, you need glasses now, but you're not messed up in the head."
Nick,
morally.
you're dating yourself right now. You're just dating yourself.
Dating myself with goodness, yeah.
N64, he said.
Yeah.
Next, I'll give him the big old chunk phone.
If we're still in the middle of our learn something about yourself, if we're still in the middle of our getting to know each other segment, yeah, I will cream anybody in GoldenEye. I don't even deny that.
Hey, we're on the YouTube. We're not creaming right now. We're not creaming anyone.
You're gonna have to blame at the word cream.
Oh yeah, cream's too much, dude.
You're creaming
too sexual.
You're creaming this whole podcast, Kyle. I appreciate it.
I'm creaming it up. Nick, you got anything else you want to talk about today?
Kyle, you're the host. I think you'd probably be more responsible to actually put this stuff together. So.
Well, I'm busy. Being handsome.
I think you're a little
getting too many girls.
You're catching a little too many rays here.
I'm getting really tan. I don't like it.
Yeah, I know. I was worried about your outdoor setting for this whole thing.
Well, thank you, Nick. I don't think a lot of people worry about my tan and my skin cancer.
Okay.
Well, I would just like to say thank you for everyone that was joining us on our third podcast.
Wait, this is it? That's the podcast?
Yep.
No
Nick,
way!
You guys will have to tune in next week.
No way! But that's
Nick,
not the end.
Nick will hopefully be here
That's not the
next
end.
week.
It can't be the end.
It's the end, Nick.
We had Game of Thrones stuff to talk about.
Nick, that's the next topic for next week.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so like and subscribe so you can stay tuned with us, because we're greedy little monsters that want our fucking money, so you better subscribe and give us our money, or else Nick will come after you. And there will be plenty of other fun topics we'll be talking about.
I don't understand.
Me and Nick will be talking about Game of Thrones, maybe some Star Wars, Marvel, music, nature, comics. What else could we talk about, Nick? What else?
I can't wait till the nature episode.
We're also gonna have some
Birch.
other
Pine. Riverbank.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. We're also
no
gonna have
doubt.
some other fucking great people besides Nick. Some better people, hopefully.
I'd hope so too. I hope certainly you'd grab some people better than I am to talk about YouTube.
This has been Kyle's Corner. Sit back, relax, crack open a cold one. Just have a good rest of your day, you hear? You want to say bye, Nick?
Yeah, I will.
Okay, bye.